Hello everyone, my name is Ethan Limbry, and here is my TED Talk on the positive aspects of video games. Did you know video games can be an excellent way for stress relief, can create friendships via online multiplayer games? As I remember, when I was younger and more shy, talking about video games was a good conversation starter for me. You can also create the magic circle, which I will talk about more later. Also, has even started some emotional relationships that were once only online and now the people see each other physically. And lastly, can help boost creativity in some people. Stress relief. Do you play video games on your phone? Do you play video games on your console after a long class or exhausting day at work? Do you feel stressed and do you need to find a way to relieve that stress? Video games could be your answer. Some people believe that some video games can cause stress and aggravation, particularly in violent video games. But many studies have found this is the opposite effect. Stated in Happy Video Games Relieve Stress, Mark Baldwin and colleagues at McGill University in Montreal, Canada, asked Sentry workers to play a very simple game for 5 minutes before they started at work. The game involved finding as quickly as possible an image of a single smiling face in an array of 16 photos, the rest of which showed a frowning face. The team found that employees who had played the game produced 17% less of stress hormone, called cortisol, after their shift than those who did not play the game. This shows how even small games can have a positive effect on people's stress levels. Friendship. Aren't video games self-isolating? Only people with no friends play video games. Video games are for nerds. These false statements are something we used to hear all the time when it came to people who play video games, but it is usually the opposite. Online games have created an awesome community for people to enjoy each other's company. As I was someone who was shy when I was younger, video games became a fantastic way for me to talk to people who I would not in person. It was because of video games that I was able to make physical friends and help me come out of my shell. The Magic Circle. The Magic Circle is a place we've all been. It is the creation of a world that we feel like we belong to. The virtual Magic Circle is the feeling where we feel as we have exited one world and entered another. As talked about in a YouTube video, The Magic Circle, how games transport us to new worlds, extra credits. They talk about how many things can transport us to this magic circle. It may be when opening an enjoyable book, we step inside a church, and of course, play a good video game and feel like we are in their world. Any of us who have played a good storyline game knows the feeling when our favorite character dies and we feel the real emotion of sadness. But it's just a game, right? Wrong. The Magic Circle lets us feel like we are in the world. This allows us to leave all our real-world problems behind for a while and be who we want to be within a video game. Many people believe that video games make people lonely. Multiplayer games have created friendships and even found some people love. With being able to see, talk, and interact with video games, it has allowed strong connections to occur. This is emotional relationships. There have been many cases of people becoming friends online for such a long time that they feel emotions towards the person. Some instances of this have resulted in people getting married. Many people do not think when they create a World of Warcraft account that they would find the love of their life, but it is very possible and it has happened. Plus, you know your significant other likes to play the same games you do. Creativity. Creativity is some of us are not all born with. Video games can tell compelling and powerful stories. These stories can spark our own ideas of what we want to create. Every experience we have from a video game leaves an impression in our head we might have never dreamt of. Personally, creativity has never been my strong suit, but every video game has helped me with this. An excellent example of this for me is the game Fallout. I have played most of them, and many times when I have a free range of something I need to create, I go back to many ideas I found from the game and involve it in many creative writing papers and projects that I'm allowed to create. The game takes place in a post-apocalyptic world. I have played the game so much that sometimes I feel that I am a part of this world. My dream job is to be involved with the combination of technology and clean energy. And in this game, it helped me come up with this because I don't want our world to end up being a wasteland for our future generations. In conclusion, video games have many positive aspects. Some people call them addicting, and they can be. But on the other hand, it can be a place to escape to make us feel emotion, find friendship and love, to be our own person that we cannot be in the real world. More people need to see the excellent aspects of video games and see the health benefits from them. I'm Ethan Libri, and thank you for listening to my TED Talk.